What is up, Gaming Nation? This is JMO76. We are back with the Mo State Dynasty, and our season is done with that impressive Bull victory. Right now, we're just wrapping things up for the rest of the season. You can see a couple moves that are underway there in terms of Conference USA. A couple big changes are out. Mike Gundy coming to Delaware. Did not see that one coming. That's an interesting development. So ultimately, we'll see how that's going to impact the conference for next year. As always, if you are liking the content, please consider liking and subscribing. Really would appreciate it. Helps the channel grow. And you can see all around the nation, that's a shocker. Dabo Sweeney leaving Clemson to go to Alabama. Sarkisian off to Michigan. Wow, did not see this. Navy coach off to the NFL. Did not see that. Brett Bielema, that's an interesting change. Got some big moves here. Like, that's actually a ton of moves. Teams just hiring other teams. We were in the running for that UTSA job. We did actually decline it. Hopefully that won't be a bad choice, but we'll see what happens. Hugh Freeze there. That's an interesting one. Hugh Freeze to Troy. Oh, Jim Mora, offensive coordinator, going back to Washington. Again, that's Matt Rhule. Look at that one. Now off to Syracuse. A lot of big names here moving in this offseason in terms of our dynasty. And with that, we're also pretty deep into the playoffs. You can see Boise State there, shocker, 40-7 over Arizona State, 42-21 Penn State over Baylor. Kansas State destroys Texas, and Iowa, huge victory over Miami. Did not see Boise and Penn and Kansas State and Iowa as the last four remaining there for the national championship this year, but we'll see how that one goes. Really, that's a shocker. Absolute shocker. Did not see any of those brackets playing out that way. Iowa State, though, especially shocking there. And with that, the shocks continue. Boise State falls to Penn State 45-42, but look at that. 52-22 Iowa State over Kansas State. Penn State versus Iowa State for the national championship. That is a real shocker. So, without further ado, there is your national champions. Penn State puts up a 61 on Iowa State. 61-31. Wow. Penn State offense goes off 600 yards. 600 yards for in the national championship compared to 344 yards for Iowa State. Penn State absolutely obliterates Iowa State in the championship game there. And you can see in terms of passing, not great stats there. Actually, pretty horrendous stats. 40% passing there for Iowa State. Not really much of a run game. Really no passing game. It looks like they were not in this game at all. As compared to Penn State, look at that. Drew Aller, holy cow, 25-35. 367 yards, many TDs. The rush game, look at that though. Look at Singleton, 131 yards, 21 carries. Nice game. 11 carries, 72 yards for Kieran Allen. Penn State absolutely goes off in this game. They dominate to take home the national championship. Basically, they were the team of the year. They went all the way. We are so out of their league, it's not even funny. In terms of a quick overview there, again, you can see Penn State, and this is the new college football history screen, which I love, by the way. Such a great addition to the game. Really appreciate that. But you can see there, Penn State with the big victory. It was not a national championship game anyone expected, but it is what it is. So in terms of conference wrap-ups, you can see there, the Pac-12 won by Oregon State. Use that term lightly. Oh, that was an ugly loss for us. But Liberty wins. Conference USA, Boise State there takes the Mountain West. Kansas State, surprising there. Miami University, James Madison, impressive there. Look at that. Texas wins the SEC over Oklahoma. Did not see that one coming. UTSA with the American. Miami in the ACC. So a lot of big victories there. We've got some big challenges in front of us. We've got a lot of players who are looking to transfer out. Although King Davis is not one of them, thank goodness. Jamari Robinson, really worried about that one. But we got a lot of young talent looking to leave, and we can't meet their needs. We also got a lot of players, Shamari Lawrence being one of the key players who's leaving us there. A lot of people who are graduating. So we're going to lose a lot of talent this year, and hopefully we'll be able to bring some back in the transfer portal. But right now, we got a lot of players who are looking to leave. Definitely concerned about that, because in terms of the overall We had some nice pieces last year, really nice pieces. But if we lose too much of that talent, it's going to be a really tough starting point for us. So I'm not 100% sure how this is going to go down. We'll see what happens. But I wish we had more depth in the transfer. In terms of the players leaving, like how much time we could allocate to sort of winning them over, like we had the old NCAA games, versus now it's just basically it's a click and it's a 50-50 as to whether or not they're going to go for it. But with that said, let's get right into it. So first up, Obed, can we keep our kicker? Probably low chance of that. He's got mega leg, but can we keep him? I'm suspecting probably it's a no. And again, we'll ultimately we'll find out. And yeah, he wants brand exposure. We definitely don't have that. Persuasion failed, so he's leaving. That sucks. Okay, well, Jamari Robinson. We can't lose Jamari Robinson. This is a big one for us. Come on, Jamari. No, he wants pro potential. We can't compete there. Is it possible? Nope, he's leaving us too. That's not good. Okay, we got this one here. Can we keep our right guard? Is it possible? Ben Lidke, can we keep him? Conference prestige, yes, we got him. Okay, we haven't lost everyone. That's a highlight. So we've lost 2 so far. We kept 1. All right, Jared Lloyd, can we keep our Mike? No, he wants brand exposure and he's leaving too. This is not a good transfer portal. Come on, guys, come on. Let's get something here. Can we keep our center? High chance. He's going too. Oh my goodness gracious. With the exception of one player, we've lost everyone. Okay, come on, McMorris. Receiver, you can stay. Playing style, he doesn't like it. He doesn't get a lot of time either. And McMorris is leaving too. This is absolutely dreadful. So basically, every player here thus far, with the exception of one, has decided to leave. Oh man. Okay. Well, that sucks. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you. That really sucks. I, I don't know. I really don't know. I really don't know. That was not how I was hoping that was going to go. So we got a lot of players who have left, who have graduated, and a lot of players who are transferring out. But Ben Liedtke, Ben, thank you for staying. Pretty good vibe. I feel like you're going to be the starter there for us this year. Thanks for sticking it out, kid. We appreciate it, and hopefully we can reward you. So in terms of players committing, look at that. Bring in 1 there, Jaron Gammon. A lot of defensive players that we've signed this year. Not a ton of offensive punch. Miles Dahl coming in at the will. And a lot of 3-stars that we have. Really went after the 3-stars. Joey Ricci, defensive lineman, 3-star there. And look, KJ Rivas, we got a fullback. So finally we have a real fullback. We've got a Mike Murray there coming in. And Rashawn Yeast, another defensive tackle, another 3-star. That's a big one. Bryce Godsill, he's a quarterback, 2-star. Not really super high on him. Corbin DeMarco got our kicker replacement. That's a good one. What a haircut, by the way. Absolutely beautiful. Jason Brewster, another Mike. Again, so many defensive players. Celestine we're bringing in, defensive player. He's going to look good for us. I'm really excited about this kid, Patrick Creighton Jr. He could change absolutely everything up. Ryan Bloom coming in. That's a nice one, too. Jackson King, another right tackle. I'm going to get a little bit there. John Nider, that's an interesting one. He's a big receiver. Might look at him as actually switching him over to tight end. So with that, we brought some key people in through the transfer portal. A lot of 3-stars, but again, a lot of defensive talent. It was not a great drafting year for us. Not a great year in terms of recruiting for us. That's not good. But in terms of Coach Mo, we've unlocked Motivator, or at least we have the ability to unlock Motivator, and we've unlocked Tactician, so we'll be able to explore that a little bit more. I think we're going to go the Tactician route, get a little bit more opportunity there, just develop our players. And look at that, Dixon has been upgraded to an impact player. That's going to be exciting there to see what he can bring. And we should have one more there. Yeah, Celestine, nice. He's got impact as well, so that's pretty cool to see. Now, in terms of our training results, this is going to be an interesting one because Furbacher and Vato, they've both advanced nicely. But man, that Patrick Creighton Jr., I really like him. Like, I'm actually thinking starting the season with him next year. Drew Vato, right now, I don't like the fact he's pocket. He's very stable, but he's got the best. He's got some strong stats right now. King Davis did not develop that much, but he's a beast. Joyner and Davis, they're going to take it all. That third running back, that's going to be a real question mark right now as to who we put in there because we've got a lot of good candidates. And this is going to be a really interesting one. I love this name, Zeus Lloyd. Zeus Lloyd, brought him in through the transfer portal. Really interested to see how this one is going to work out. Because again, in terms of our receivers, we lost our two key receivers. So in terms of playing style, we're going to have to get him the ball. But he's got some nice stats there. So right now, he looks like Zeus Lloyd is going to be number 1 ranked in terms of our receiving core. So that's going to be a really big change. And Ron L. Johnson going to be moved up to number 2. He's an absolute stud. We know that. The senior now. And then really the third receiver there, Reese probably, but who knows. Askren, we've got him as our starting tight end. And we did make the switch. So we have moved Nider up to be tight end. Take advantage of some of those hands. So we did do the position switch there. Didn't cost us a lot. In terms of the offensive line, it's hard to say. It's hard to say. We don't necessarily know what we have right now. And there's Lidke, definitely going to be the starter for us. So we got to pay back that loyalty. So Coach JMO, again, unlocking that tactician. Really excited about that, being able to put some points into the tactician area, developing our skills there, and we really want to work on quarterback, run game, just to be able to get a little bit more production from those key areas. But quarterback for us, absolutely key. Obviously, the run game is going to be key. Pass game is going to be key. Offensive line, that's a really big one as well. We don't have a great offensive line, so we do have a real dependency to put the ball in our quarterback's hands and have him get the ball out as quickly as possible. So any types of rating boost that we can get, so much the better. By the way, look at that. Because of a very productive offseason and all the goals that were met, we went from like level 9 to level 17 in the offseason. So that's pretty fantastic. So in terms of that, trying to be pretty even there across the board in terms of where we're developing our skills in terms of tactician. Again, trying to get some real stats there in receiving. So you can see we're starting to develop there, obviously the recruiting, but also the tactician and the defensive coordinator. He's got some other traits that we don't have. Also, we are definitely doing custom conferences. We're changing the alignment as it would be in the regular, so we're making the changes. There is the new pack. That's going to be an interesting one to see and follow how that goes there. We've also got UTEP, who has left Conference USA. They are now in Mountain West, Northern Illinois and Mountain West as well. So that'll be an interesting one to see how that conference ultimately is impacted a little bit by the loss of prestige for sure. But we'll see how that goes. UTEP, I would have liked to have got some revenge on them. And then this is an interesting one. This is not planned, but I actually made it happen. I brought UConn into Conference USA just to increase the prestige a little bit, make it a bit more interesting. We're also going to change up the conference championship game because we want to be a legit conference rather than having it at home. So we're going to have the conference game at MetLife. In terms of our season this year, we're starting off with FCS Southwest. Then we're off to Hawaii, home to Marshall. That's going to be a really interesting one there. We'll see how that goes. And then boom, right off the bat, we're at UConn for conference play. We've got San Jose State in there as well, Delaware, Middle Tennessee, Kennesaw, FIU, New Mexico, Louisiana Tech, and ending with Jackson State. So that is our season. It is a doable season. Hope you're going to stay with me. Really hope you enjoyed this episode. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.